You fellas ain't from around here, are you?
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So the video today is one that I had an absolute blast making. I've always been trying to think of just different ideas to do videos for, and you know, like a lot of times I just go out and it's like, well, I went out and this is what I saw and here's the footage, and you know, which is fine, but like I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. So I have to admit, I got inspiration from a different YouTuber and from a completely different genre. If any of you are familiar with, or if any of you watch gaming streams at all, you probably are familiar with a streamer known as Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, I've been watching the doc for years and years, of course, like most people have. And he does a particular stream, usually about once a week, called the Triple Threat Challenge. And in that, he has 3 different kinds of like challenges he has to beat regarding gaming, right? So I was like, man, I wish I could do something similar, maybe, that would be regarding like, or you know, would be pertaining to wildlife. So I kind of started thinking about like, well, what would be 3, like what could be my triple challenge, you know? So I came up with an idea, and this video is going to be that. So I'm calling it, obviously, I'm not going to call it the Triple Threat Challenge because I don't want to rip him off completely. So I'm calling it the Triple Target Challenge, where I've got 3 different targets that I'm going to try to hit. And so here was what I came up with for this particular one. So I've been really enjoying trying to go out and find rare birds for Colorado. It's like birds that, you know, don't get seen here very often, or birds that may have gone wayward and ended up here somehow. So I wanted to try to do, in 3 days, see 3 different rare birds in Colorado. So that is my challenge. And yeah, it was the most fun thing that I've ever had, or that I've ever done for this channel. So I've spent the past 3 days trying to find these rare birds in Colorado. So that is the challenge, and now let me go over the rules with you and what we were looking for. All right, so here are our 3 targets that we're going to go after. We're going to do 1 per day, and yeah, these birds, they're not supposed to be here. They're trespassing, and I won't stand for it. So we're going to go out and find them and try to get photos of them, and yeah, so you can see I've made wanted posters for them, like we're chasing them down, you know, they're wanted. Again, just bear with me on this. So anyways, on day 1, guess who's back in town? The White Ibis, which, as you know, has been featured on the channel before, but the White Ibis is back. So day 1, we're going to try to find the White Ibis. Day 2, this will be an interesting one. There is been a sighting recently of a Little Blue Heron. Not the Great Blue Heron, a Little Blue Heron, which definitely is not common for Colorado. So we're going to try to find it. And then lastly, definitely a rare sighting in Colorado, but one that has been seen recently, is a Mississippi Kite. This is a raptor that, you know, is, as the name implies, is more known to be down in the south. They have been seen in Colorado before, but it's pretty rare. And there's been a sighting recently, so we're going to try to find these trespassers and track them down. And yeah, so the video here is the story of those 3 days and how this all went down. So let's get right into it. All right, well, we are here. Day 1, looking for a bunch of trespassers, you know, a bunch of birds that aren't supposed to be here. Yeah, we are after our good friend, the White Ibis, who, you know, has already been on the channel before. He was, I got him when he was in Lakewood. And then he disappeared again, and I was like, well, good thing I got him, but he's back. So, yeah, I'm here to go try to find him. I am at Cherry Creek Reservoir. There is a bunch of different places where he could be, so I am at the first possibility. So I'm going to go take a look and see if we can find him. And, yeah, we're here for the Ibis, so let's go see if we can find him. All right, well, the first spot here was a bustola, but I'm now at the second spot. And yeah, I was sort of thinking about why the ibis is so fascinating to me. And I think it's not only just because it's a bird that's not supposed to be here at all. It's just, I think maybe I sort of put like a story in my head about like how it got here. And you know, at first it's kind of like a sad story where it was like, man, this poor this poor ibis somehow ended up here. I don't know, maybe the jet streams got messed up and he somehow got off course, and now I just picture this ibis is like stuck here in Colorado, and it really wants to get home to its family, but it doesn't know how to leave, and it doesn't know where to go, and it's just so disoriented. It doesn't know how it ended up here, and you know. But of course, then again, like on the flip side, maybe it's sort of the opposite, where maybe like you know, this ibis is like what's a good metaphor? So maybe this ibis is like, you know, the kid who grows up in that small town, and you know, his family has always lived there, and he's this ibis is the one who is like, you know what, as soon as I get old enough, I'm out of here, man. I'm not staying in this shithole town. Like, I don't want to work at the Conoco when I get older. I'm gonna go to the big city. I'm gonna make something of myself. So maybe that's what this ibis is. You know, he's the one. You know, he's the only ibis in the family that went off to college. You know, like maybe maybe this ibis actually being here is maybe it's a positive story. You know, or maybe I'm just nuts, which is always likely. So anyways, yeah, I'm just waiting for a little bit of rain to pass, and then I'm gonna go see if our friend is hanging out down here. Okay, well, the ibis is here. I am at Prairie Loop in Cherry Creek, and I went down and saw him, make sure he was there, and yeah, that's him. So now I went back to the car and got like my tripod and everything, so now I'm heading back to the spot, and I'm gonna show you it's not the best spot. Oh, the mosquitoes. Oh boy. But you come out to this like muddy beach, and the ibis is right over there. So I'm gonna get my tripod set up here. Maybe the converter on, the teleconverter. And yeah, and storms could happen too. So it's a great spot here. All right, well, it's too windy, but we're still shooting the ibis, and I just wanted to kind of show the setup here and how difficult it was to get to this guy. If I'll flip this around, I'll show you. So he's just beyond these like cattails, I guess, or willows or whatever. And I am currently standing here. on top of all these rocks. I had my tripod set up here on top of the rocks to try to get more video, but it can't get high enough. So yeah, I've been standing over on this other rock. But yeah, he's right beyond these cattails, I guess. And the wind is ripping. There's a storm coming in, so it's one of the rare times where I'm like, man, these storms are ruining my photography. Normally it's it's the opposite, but yeah. So anyways, we're here though, and yeah, it's cool. We got him again. All right. Well, I I just got done shooting the Ibis. I did about 45 minutes or an hour of photography and then trying to shoot video. It was a little sketchy putting an expensive camera in sort of a funky position, but it worked, I think. So yeah, so that's the White Ibis. So challenge day number 1, success. So I think tomorrow is going to be challenging for our day 2 trespasser, and yeah. So I'm very happy though. I think I got what I could from where I could be. I got probably about another 500 mosquito bites, even though I was wearing repellent, and yeah, it was worth it though. So I've been bit by mosquitoes. I would say probably 3 million times this year so far. But I guess that means that I'm getting out a lot and I'm outside a lot. So anyways, yeah, the Ibis was a success. So I am going to sort of just drive around here, look at some other spots, see if there's anything else interesting going on, and yeah, call it a night. So very happy though, very happy. Hello. Well, I have forgot my vlog camera again. So I'm using my iPhone, which is working perfectly fine. So yeah, day 2 of the challenge here, and this one's gonna be the toughest one of the challenge. This is a total shot in the dark. I am here in Douglas County, and I'm near Plum Creek in Chatfield Reservoir. It's this trailhead that you go through Chatfield to get to, but it's kind of off the beaten path. And yeah, I am the only car here. And but yeah, today we are going for the Little Blue Heron, which has been seen around here, but not in a couple of days. So I have a feeling it may be gone. So this one is going to be a real shot in the dark. But that's the challenge, right? So but yeah, let's go hiking it down to Plum Creek, and then we'll work our way back towards the actual Chatfield Reservoir. And we'll see what we find. You never know. It could be a miracle. Yeah, it would take a miracle today. And we do have storms looking pretty imminent. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. But, yeah, I'm going to get to it, and we'll see if we can find bird number 2 here. It's going to be, it's going to be a tough one. All right, I am having to head back to the car because that storm you can see over my shoulder there, yeah, it's coming this way, or it's gonna be very close. So I wanna make sure I'm at least back close to my car before it gets here, because I don't wanna get stuck in the hail out here. So, bummer, and because I really think this is a good spot to find that heron, but yeah, I need to get back to my car just to make sure that this storm, oh, I'm already starting to get sprinkles. So yeah, so it might be on a little bit of a rain delay. Okay, I am still back at my car, and there's the big storm. It was actually severe warned for a minute, and it's definitely west of me, but it was landing some bolts somewhat close by. That's one thing to always be careful of even though the storm seems far away, it can still put lightning out pretty far ahead of it, or to, in my case, the east of it. So, but the lightning has calmed down, and the storm is definitely, I'm not going to get rained on or anything, at least I don't think, but yeah, I think we're good to go now to head back out, try to find this heron. Places we gotta go. Yes. I knew there was a trail through here somewhere. And it's not muddy. Thank God. It's not muddy yet. Alright, so I'm here. And again, I've got to quit trying to find birds that live in swamps. It's another night of getting just eaten by mosquitoes. But so update, I saw a small heron. I don't think that it was the heron that we're looking for. I think it was a black-crowned night heron, which are very common. But I couldn't get a good shot of it because he was through a bunch of branches. I was trying to switch to manual focus mode, and I don't think I got a good shot, and he flew away. So I won't know until I get home, but I'm almost positive it wasn't him. And even if it was, that wouldn't have been great. That wouldn't have been a great one. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep looking here, and that storm is still up that way, and it's still going west of me, but yeah, I don't know if it's just kicking out a lot of outflow and it's just why it's so windy here, but yeah, I'm still keeping my eye on that because I don't want to get stuck out here. Alrighty, well, I'm back in the car. I just was out hiking out there. I was way back in the, well, way back in the swamps again. Yeah, I think the mosquito repellent held up pretty good. I am covered in, I'm just covered in mud. But I did see all of the herons that you would expect to see. I saw multiple black-crowned herons, or black-crowned night herons. I saw multiple great blue herons. I saw snowy egrets. I saw all of the stuff that you would expect to see. And yeah, they didn't like me back there. As soon as I would set up for like a couple of shots, they would just take off. And I mean, I got a couple things, but what was not there was the small blue heron. So that's a bust in the area that I was expecting. So there are a few other spots to go check around here, so I'm gonna go do that now. But I would say it's not looking good. And we have more storms coming in now, and these ones are heading this way, so I don't feel like I have much time left before I'm gonna get rained on. So anyways, I'm gonna go check these other spots and we'll see what happens, you know. All right, well, I'm here at this last little spot that I was gonna check for our heron, but no luck. But it's not bad either. Down there is a great blue heron, and kind of with the sun going down, sunset happening, getting some nice silhouetted shots. So I'm shooting some video too. But yeah, not a bad place to end the day. So I think this is where, yeah, I'm probably gonna pack it up and start heading back home, and we'll call the end of day 2. and no little blue heron, but still not a bad day though. All right, well, welcome to day 3. A day that is going to be really good, but it was a day that I was thinking was going to be very tricky. When most people know that I'm really into doing like urban wildlife, and today is going to be about as urban as it gets. So I've got it was a very interesting morning as I got ready to head out for the Mississippi Kites today, and I can't believe how this is playing out. So I will fill you in once we get there, but right now I just got to drive and get there. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be very cool. All right, sit rep. We are in the alley out back, and 2 of the kites are in the tree way up there. You can see my camera's pointed up, and I'm getting some really great shots. So, I'm gonna get back to it. All right, well, I just got done photographing and doing video of the Mississippi Kites. And I am here, like I said, it's a very urban setting. We're definitely not at a reservoir today. We are literally in the middle of a neighborhood in the heart of Denver. That's what I love about urban wildlife is it's just, you really never know where you can end up. Wildlife doesn't really care. It'll build a nest anywhere. So I was a little bit nervous this morning about coming to try to photograph these because I knew the nest was in a tree that was in the backyard of a private residence. So I was like, oh boy. I mean, obviously I wasn't going to come over here and like start jumping fences, like, you know, start trespassing, because, you know, I don't want to get shot, and that's illegal. But mostly I don't want to get shot. So I was like, well, maybe there's like an alley, or maybe you could see it from the front yard. Maybe you don't actually have to be in the yard to see it. That's what I was hoping for. So I was looking through some of the old reports, and I noticed there was a little note in one of the reports that said, the homeowner is very bird friendly. If you email her, she'll let you in. And they put her email address. I was like, wait, what? I was like, get out of here. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like, I'm not going to just email some stranger and be like, can I come into your backyard? You know, it's weird. And then I was like, well, yeah, why not? What do you got to lose? So I sent an email, and about half an hour later, yeah, she wrote me back, and she's like, yeah, come on over. She's like, I'll let you in the backyard. I don't care. And I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, I'm on my way. So, yeah, so I got over here, and, yeah, she came out and met me, and I talked to her for a few minutes, and, she's like, all right, well, yeah, the nest is up there. She kind of pointed out where it was, because it was hard to see. And, she's like, yeah, have at it. And so, actually, ironically, some of the best shots of the best angle I thought was actually out in the back alley. So, yeah, so that's where I shot mostly. There's another tree sort of out front and then down the block a little bit, where she said she had seen them sort of roosting throughout the day. And I looked, and there weren't any there at the moment, so I went and shot in the backyard and then in the alley. And then sure enough, I looked over in that other tree, and there was one up in the tree too. So I went and got some shots there, and of course it's 100 degrees today, so my camera battery started overheating. And but yeah, I think I got some good stuff, and I'm just so thrilled with just these 3 days to have success. You know, 2 of the days, and just each day was so different. Like, each day was like a completely new adventure, and I had so much fun doing this one. Like, this was easily my favorite sort of project or YouTube project that I was working on and put together. So I can't wait to get home and actually start putting it all together, and hopefully I'll have it uploaded here in a couple days. But yeah, super fun, super rewarding, just like amazing. I'm so happy right now. So cool. All right, well, with that said, gotta get this air conditioning turned down higher. It is so hot today, and gotta look to make sure that they're not back in that tree again, which they're not. All right, so yeah, so I'm gonna head on out of here and yeah, get to editing. So but thanks again if you watched along for this adventure, and yeah, it was a cool idea. I think we'll try to do sort of a triple photo challenge in maybe some other regard, you know, down the line. So cool. All right.